Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Kryptonite from Drip to Wealth, and we had our spaces. And we had to answer one question. Did Forex really say that? Is he giving up on Drip? Is it truly a community project now? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, what emotions are racing through your mind? Is this something to be concerned about? Are you optimistic about our future? I don't know. But my speakers do. We actually talked about a lot of that in today's spaces. But find out for yourself. Do me a favor. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Like, subscribe, and throw on your bell notification in YouTube. That way you get all the content and all the gems we're going to be dropping. Until then, I wish you all peace and prosperity. Enjoy. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and jump right on in. Don Sup, I see you in the building. Lavelle, S Crypto, CPG, I see you guys just joined as well. If I missed your shout out, give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure I shout your name out. All right, hey, let's do this. In the spirit of Don Sup being on the call, let's start with the most basic questions, ladies and gent. How we feeling today? How we doing? Trap, Coach, Wonder Woman, how we feeling?
Do we go in order?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Coach, you first.
All right.
I'm still good. All good. Nothing changed for me. Out freaking
Right
standing.
on. Good to hear. You already got good spirit, good energy. It seems like you're not phased by a lot. And if it is something that's bothering you, it seems like you process it and just chase it down until you feel better about it or come up with a solution. That seems like your DNA, your genetic makeup, my friend. Trap.
Yo, what up, Drip family? How y'all living, man? I'm feeling good. I'm actually getting the plate made. The wife's making the plate. So I'm tapped in with y'all and tapped in with the fam at the same time, man. But I'm ready.
Sounds good. Is it a late dinner or not a late dinner, late lunch, early dinner?
Early dinner. Early dinner. Yeah, old lady ain't feeling too good. She says she got the energy to cook, so go ahead and cook it.
Right on. I love that, man. Hope she feels better, brother. Appreciate you. CPG, I saw you just joined. Wonder Woman, how you feeling?
What's up? What's up? I'm all right. How you doing?
Wonderful. I spoke to somebody earlier today, and they got some good news, so that made me pretty happy as well. So life is
I
good.
know, right? I'm trying not to let Telegram, control my life and live my life. So I'm doing good.
What? You mean to tell me you're not on Telegram? Why not? What's going on Telegram?
I scroll to the bottom
Yep.
and click enter and then move to the next one.
That's a good one.
Sounds good. CPG, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm great. I'm actually very excited. And the reason I'm very excited because I'm going to advertise you guys. So I have
Hey.
a Wonder Woman tomorrow coming to Women in DeFi on my channel at 5 p.m. Central Time. So I hope that your audience can join us. I think this is a really good opportunity for her to also showcase the channel that you guys started for the love of crypto.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited that Wonder Woman is coming. So thank you to her
Soundbar.
for yes.
I'm very
Absolutely.
excited too, CPJ. I can't wait to, have girl talk with me and you. Doesn't
Yeah.
happen often in this space.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I also I have another episode which is planned, and the episode is going to be called Raising Women in DeFi. And guess who is going to be my guest?
I have no idea who's that going to be. CPG. Who's that going to be?
It's Kryptonite.
Oh my God, who's that?
Oh,
I've heard a
what?
lot
You didn't
about
even
that
tell me
guy.
that, KK.
He is a super dope guy. And what's the name of the show? It
Yes.
sounded so
Yeah,
awesome.
it's going to be Raising Women in DeFi because Kryptonite actually has daughters who is he's educating on both the financial literacy and also financial literacy in DeFi. And he's going to talk about that on my channel on Monday, the 25th at 5 p.m. Central Time as well. So of course, the audience and
Love it.
everybody is invited. I'm really looking forward to both of the episodes. So yes, I'm very excited that I was able to get you guys.
No, that's super dope. Soundbar. Let's do that. No, CPG, that's cool. And the title, that's pretty creative. Really, I love that because we were kind of talking through, hey, I've got this channel which is really focused on women in DeFi, and I've got this male guest that's going to be on my show. How do I spin that? And that's a very creative way to spin it because you're right. I've got 2 daughters, and I'm an advocate for financial education. So that's just part of their childhood experience. It's just learning how to manage finance both in the real world and crypto. And we kind of talked about a couple of things that I do for those guys to make sure they're prepared for financial literacy in this world. So I appreciate being a guest on there. And then Wonder Woman. So I want to clarify. So Wonder Woman, it's on
So it's
Thursday or Friday,
it's
the 8th,
Friday.
September the
It's
Yeah.
this coming
Okay.
Friday, the 8th. Yes.
Perfect. Well, that's going to be Rockstar. So an amazing host with an amazing guest. I will be tuned in, and we'll make sure we share that today as well.
Thank you.
On Spaces.
Thank you, both of
Awesome.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Sweet. Don Sepp.
Drip family, what's going on? How we feeling, man? What's going on, Drip the
Don
Well?
came in with the energy, bro. You only said like 2 syllables, and I already started smiling.
Man, how we feeling, man? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody doing straight, man.
I
I'm
think
living
so.
great, honestly. I'm living
I think
amazing.
so.
I feel amazing right now.
I'm glad to hear that, Don Sepp, man. And you should, bro. And you should.
Bro,
And I think
God
we
is
want to get
good,
into
bro.
that. We got to remind people about exactly how you're feeling in the face of, what some may consider some adversity, but again, it all depends on your perspective. How are you able to maintain such a positive outlook on life, no matter what, remaining optimistic and seeing that your life is truly a blessing? So I want to kind of get into that, you know what I mean? But let me welcome everybody else too. Mo in the building. Mo, if you can speak, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. And if not, I'll push it to the next person.
Hey, KK, what's going on?
I'm
How's everybody doing?
fantastic. Good, brother. Can you guys hear me okay? I want to make sure I'm not on a delay. Am I fine with my my volume?
Yeah, all good. We can hear
Right
loud
on.
and clear.
Excellent. How you feeling, Mo?
Feeling good.
My guy. Thanks for joining us. Look, man, we've got some rock stars. I love everybody showing up today. So let's do this. Let's just start where we probably should. Let's just go ahead and talk through the message that Forex Shark sent out, because what I'm gathering is that not everyone has drawn the same conclusion about the message that was sent out. So I'm actually going to paraphrase, and I may miss it, but that's why we're here. We're going to talk through it. So anyone that's paying attention in the drip community, there was a message that was shared in somewhat of a private circle, Telegram group, and Forex Shark was talking to the members of that group. And the summary, paraphrasing, was that I'm no longer building for drip. It is essentially a community project. And I'm trying to think, is there some other part? So I'm no longer building community project. I want to make sure that I'm not missing any highlights. There was maybe a few unflattering words that were said. But the consensus has been, obviously, he's a bit frustrated. Some folks feel like he's maybe abandoned the product. Some thought that perhaps, I saw this coming, the project, meaning drip, is completely done. So what else do you expect from this guy? So there's just a number of responses. And I'm kind of surprised. I thought there would be more of a majority point of view. And it's not. It's almost like maybe a 60, 20, 20, So just on the surface, when you guys first saw the message, what was your initial thoughts? And anybody can jump in.
What was the question?
Yeah, no problem,
What?
Trap.
I'm sorry.
So when you first read the message from Forex Shark, I just want to gather your first reaction. And then we can kind of do a deep dive and peel the onion back. Yeah.
To be honest, my first reaction was, how the hell is the community gonna read this?
Yeah.
My personal reaction, like my opinion of it, it wasn't nothing new to me. I've already was aware that this is my opinion. I was already aware that Forex, I ain't gonna say gave up, but whatever he said, after DDD was launched, it seemed like it was given over to the community, and that's what we've been doing. People got the drip potluck thing
Yeah.
going. People putting some other things together, so that's just what it is.
Got it. So for you, it was like, hey, I don't know how the community is going to respond. But for me, not a total surprise. Like once Triple D
Not a
lost,
surprise.
yeah, I kind of felt like he was about to transition. Okay, that's what's up. Anybody else? The first reaction, not after you spend time kind of processing it and reading, like your first reaction. I want to kind of capture that raw and uncut emotion.
I was I can say something. I was like, wow, Forex, and then I was like, I was like, it's going to be about 30 seconds before this is spread through the community and all miscommunicated. And I was right.
So miscommunicated. Got it. All right. So first was like, what just happened? This thing's about to go viral. And I'm going to be shocked by what I hear from people because they're not going to be able to read through the lines and understand what he's really saying. Okay. That's interesting. All right, Wonder Woman, appreciate that.
I mean, no matter what Forex's intention was with that message, somebody in his position as a developer, no matter how stressful life can get, you can never share that kind of information publicly. You can never just go in a private chat with somebody else that you trust and just share that with them. But when you have 30,000 people watching every single step that you're doing, especially at such a negative and bad space where the drip community is right now, everything is going to be miscommunicated or altered or whatever the hell it is. So whether he meant what he said he did, whether he meant what he said on Telegram or not, somebody's going to have their own opinion on what he said. And obviously, from the first look at it, especially it's all screenshots, right? I mean, not everybody took the time to go back and read through Telegram, and I'm guessing a bunch of it was deleted by now. But just by looking at it, it's extremely bad for the community, extremely, extremely bad, no matter how you see it, in my opinion. And whether it's a community project or not, it's going to be extremely hard to dig yourself out of that hole. So, I mean, we can try to do as many community projects as possible, but I don't know. My first impression of this is that it's almost impossible to save the project at this point.
Got it, Mo. Okay, cool. Let's hold that. I'm actually taking notes because I want us to maybe go through each of the bullet points that you guys are kind of talking through and dissect it a little bit. Yeah. CPG.
Yeah. I actually wanted to provide a somewhat different reaction. So
Yep.
I kind of learned hard way not to look and not to listen to people's words, but to look at their actions. So I understand maybe some words were taken out of context, and it is possible. I didn't see the original conversations again, only some post factum screenshots, but this is nothing new. I think in order to understand the developer, and of course I do think that it's sort of like a public relations disaster, but it didn't really change anything in my perception of the developer. All I need is his behavior. What has been done by him actually for the past 2+ years that I've been with him in the project, and I know the pluses, I know the minuses in his behavior. Like, okay, what has he delivered? He promised A, B, C, D, E, F, G. He only delivered E and G, and actually probably half of the E and G. So I noticed that he is the person that over promises and under delivers. And you know me, I've been I've been trying to be very positive, and I've been pretty positive really in my assessment. And But now I think I am gonna just look at the behavior. What has he said and what he has done? And what he's
Yeah.
done is we see delays. We see that he didn't stick to his word. And we also see
Hmm.
that certain things that were promised were never delivered at all. And we've seen it over 2 years. So it really doesn't matter what, whether or not he said so. I mean, I just felt bad for the guy for whom he said, uh, the bad phrase. That's, I think, kind of got the very negative reaction for me. That one statement when he told somebody like, S my D.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the part that
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of got really. The rest of it, I was like, well, I judge him by his behavior, and I'm not impressed currently.
Got it. All right,
Um,
CPG. Okay, we're gonna get to it today.
right.
Anybody
I want to
else?
say a couple of
Yo.
things
Oh,
about
go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's crypto. I was just gonna say a couple things about it too because Forex. I mean, for me, Forex said this before. He said he's done dealing with drip right now. Like every time he tries to do anything other than drip, Animal Farm, whatever else, he gets. What about drip? That's got to be frustrating as hell over and over and over and over and over again when you're trying to build something, build a whole ecosystem, build something else that'll eventually fall, dribble back into drip or whatever. But people make mistakes and people can get frustrated. And it's like he's not CEO of Apple and has to be, correct all the time and all this. People want him to be and people wish he was, but he's just not. And that's who he has been this whole time. And so for me, yeah, the whole S my D part, that was a little, okay, Forex, that's going to be clipped and put everywhere. But I also
Right.
get that he's a person and he makes mistakes and he can express himself and be frustrated and be mad and be whatever. And people want him to be this beacon of light and everything. And it's just like, that can't be who he is because that's just not who he is. You know what I mean? He's just a regular person,
Hmm.
a dev who's devin. Like, he's not, the most nicest person probably or whatever. People think he's mean or whatever, but that's just who he is. You know what I mean? Like, so he's not gonna be out here, you know, being the, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, like the, like CPG said it, like the like the, when you have those people at the company who are like the face of the company and they're out there and they're nice and smiley and that's not Forex, right? He's never like, remember when he
Hmm.
said shut the f up, this is Forex, like that reminds me of that. You know what I mean? Like nobody,
Yeah.
the CEO of Apple's not going to be out there saying shut the f up to his people.
So let me ask you this, Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
go get it.
Should
Sorry.
that behavior still be allowed, even though, to your point, that's not his personality?
So should
I'm
it be
saying the
allowed?
game is
Probably
maybe
not.
no. So let me reframe it
Yeah.
because you're right. We all know as mature
Right.
adults we should obviously behave better.
Right.
I'm simply saying with so much at stake, we're talking millions, if not billions of dollars. If it is not within his genetic makeup to be that person, could he have someone else kind of manage the communication for the
Totally, he
community?
could, but who? Right? You'd have to hire a communications department, and who's paying for that?
Yeah,
Right? Him again? More money? So I don't know. I just,
gotcha.
I just say people make mistakes. People can be frustrated. People can take words out of context. I've seen it so many times in the community where somebody says something and then runs off. It's like as quick as they can, as soon as they possibly can, to say, "Look at this! Look what happened! Look what he said! Look what he did!" And it's happened so many times that I'm like, I've been there to be like, I was there during that conversation. That's not how it went at all. So none of us really know the back and
Yeah,
forth, the beginning and the end of that. They just got that little clip, and now everybody's going off. You know what I mean? And so
I
I
do.
also get the frustration of Forex trying to build for Animal Farm. It's supposed to be Animal Farm all month long, And what about drip? What about drip? It's just because he's never controlled the price. He's never said he controlled the price. He only reason he controls the price. I remember back in the day when we used to have AMAs and the price would go up a little bit when Forex talked. And then it started going down when Forex talked in the AMAs. And it's like, either way, it's us, right? It's us buying and selling that's controlling the price. It's not Forex. He never said he can control the price of drip by anything he says, really. He could be like, I'm building $1 billion thing for drip. You think that would control the price? Maybe, but you never know. It's all up to the people. It's up to the community that he made this product for. He let it go, released it. Now, everybody else who wants to build and all this stuff, Go out and build for it. Do it. That's what he wanted it to do anyway. It's a complete product. That's what I got from it. Is Drips. I'm not doing anything else for Drip. It's done. Like, what else do you want me to do for it? You know what I mean? He's still gonna do all the stuff for Animal Farm, the games, all this stuff he's still talking about. He hasn't stopped. He hasn't said I'm not doing anything at all. I'm done developing. That's when I would get, a little frustrated.
No, that's good. That's good. So again, remember I said
Yeah.
everyone kind of interpreted the message very different.
Yeah,
So
well, I'm just saying, I've been here.
that's why I think it's important to get a read on what everyone thinks. So I think I understand where you are at in CPG, right? So who hasn't chimed in?
Let
I
me
think that's crypto.
let me chime in really quick. So I think that Forex has been done with Drip for quite a while. I think that he's been frustrated with it because of the constant pulling to contribute to Drip, fix Drip, this and this and that, when he's really trying to focus on Animal Farm. And I think if anybody has been reading in between the lines, it's been easy to see that he's been wanting to make that transition. So I think that him saying this is really kind of the final word in that, like, hey, I'm done in terms of developing for Drip, and this is kind of the last of me saying that, because I'm putting it out there so that people understand and don't have these expectations that he's going to be the one to save Drip. So I think he was just putting the final stamp on it. And I think that it's easy to see that he's been frustrated, right? If it's something that you're truly passionate about and want to put your full time in, then I know that that's something that you're going to make sure works, which everything's been working, but make sure everything comes out, everything is smooth when it's supposed to be, really put all your effort towards it. And I think that we've seen that there's been a little bit of that lack when it comes to the development and the delivery. And I think he's just putting that final stamp on, like, okay, look, I've done the best that I can. It's in the community's hands at this point. Let me work on Animal Farm.
Mm-hmm. Right on, as crypto. Love it. So for you, it wasn't a total surprise. It was more, he explicitly stated it. So now it's truly official.
That's it.
Right on. Okay. Moonshot. Let's see if he's still there.
Yo. What up?
What up, Moonshot?
Good, man. Good. I'm listening to everybody's point of view, and I figured let me throw in my 3 cents or 2 cents or 1 cent.
Right on, my friend. We have change for you too. Go ahead, bro.
Oh man. I mean, for me, it's a little different. The reason why, like I said, I never had a huge team in Drip. I never really shielded my buddy address when I was in Drip. So honestly, those 17 to 20 people that was on my team were actually my brother, my sisters, my cousins, my family members, my colleagues, people who actually sat down with that knew nothing about crypto. I had to be there for hours, walking through the whole process, explaining to them why Drip is the best thing in DeFi and stuff like that. So for me, Forex, although people say that Forex doesn't affect the price, he definitely does affect the price. I'm kind of like tired of people saying that, because in crypto, everybody knows that emotions drives price. Sentiment drives price. I don't care what community you're in. People are feeling bullish because the dev is bullish. People are feeling bullish because the influencers, the people are bullish. Everybody is in a happy spirit. But when things are down, people get affected by that, and naturally, because it's not like we're playing with paper money here, monopoly money. This is real money. So if the sentiment is down from the head himself, it will trickle down to the entire community. So people will be pulling out money. People will be selling because they don't believe. Because in all, crypto, people keep talking about a Ponzi, is a Ponzi. It is. Like, people have to come in for the price to get higher. That's how things work. And it all deals with sentiment. So if you're a leader is saying that he's done with drip. I don't care whatever context he's saying it, whether he's upset, he's frustrated, cool. I totally get it, right? I am a teacher, but I would never say to my class, I'm not teaching you no more. I'm not going to teach you. I'm pissed off because you keep asking me the same question that I answered an hour ago during this lesson.
Yeah.
Because I have a obligation. I have a duty, right? People are people, yes. Do they make mistakes? Yes. But at the end of the day, he does drive the price. Just like somebody else that's a really known influencer that does a video, they drive the price as well. I don't care what anybody say, because it's just the truth. So when he says something like that, right, and just like CPG said, I'm looking at his behavior, I'm looking at his past. Have he called people small-minded and stupid? Yes, he did. But people keep making excuses for behaviors that are toxic to the community. Those behaviors and things that he says is toxic. If people are buying a brand, people are not buying a community. I'm sorry. I'm buying drip because drip stands for something. The brand itself tells me it has value. That's what I'm buying when I put in that money. That's why new people come in. So when new people come in and they hear this toxic thing, and that's coming from their head, it turns them off. It does. And it turns me off, because the people like my family and friends that I onboarded is I'm telling me what's going on with drip. Why is this happening? Why is the dev saying this and saying that? Right? So it doesn't look good, and people are
Yeah.
frustrated. I totally get it, but we all have the ability not to respond. This is not like a physical argument here, right? This is behind the screen. You don't have to text or type anything. You could control yourself and walk away. You could log out. You could sign out. That's how
Yeah.
simple it is. But if a person can't even do that, they don't have self-control in order to do that, to understand that they are the face of the company. I don't care what anybody says. He's the face. People are buying into the Forex Shark because he hasn't have any exploits. He did great projects, right? He made a lot of people money. That's why people are buying into. And then, of course, the add-ons are a bullish community, right? So
Yep.
I'm at this point, I'm just frustrated, because now my family, my colleagues are asking me, "What's up with drip? Why is the developer talking like that?" And I have no excuse for them. I have no reason, because I'm a grown person, right? I'm 45 years old. I understand. At this point, he meant what he said. He wanted to say it. I don't care if he's frustrated or not. So because he said that, now people got to work 100 times harder, because we want to promote drip in a proper light. So this behavior is just toxic, and that's my 3 or 4 cents about it.
Hey, Moonshot, can you tell us how you really feel? I just want to make sure.
No, straight up. Straight up. I'm just saying. I mean, I held my mouth for a very long time, but at the end of the day, it is a spade is a spade, man. It is what it is.
All right, let's no. And for me, clearly I empathize with a lot of what most people have said. I probably lean more your way for sure, if I'm being completely honest. And people who know me personally will probably understand that, because I am definitely bullish on the members of the drip community for certain. And I am committed to, my schedule and my resources to do what I can for drip. But at the same time, it is a constant struggle for me personally. It just is. And I think it just goes back to kind of some of the points that we're all making. And I won't make this about me, because I want to make sure everyone has an opportunity to speak. Leadership, like, that is such a profound word for me, because the leader of said organization kind of sets the tone, right? They develop the communication, they talk through the vision, they provide direction, they actually promote collaboration, right? And they actually drive sentiment to the point that you're making. And that was a massive opportunity for us. And we just could not, we just simply couldn't solve for that. And because of that, we left a lot of our community members disengaged. So because you've got a segment of your community disengaged, that means they're not plugged into your product, which means they're not spending money on your offerings. They're selling because they're not plugged in. They don't see the vision. They see the disconnect. They see the drama. And most people already have enough of that going on in their personal lives that they don't want to deal with that in crypto. So to your point, Moonshot, the easiest thing you can do is just kind of close your laptop and close out of the app on your phone and just get back to real life. So there were a lot of missteps. Now, am I smart enough to realize? Moonshot, do me a favor. Go ahead and mute your phone real quick. I think that's you. Okay, perfect. Am I smart enough to realize that not everyone is built that way? Absolutely. Absolutely. I realize that. And is that person capable of changing? Who knows? Do they want to change? I don't know the answer to that either. But were there people around him? Absolutely. Absolutely. And those people could have helped manage the narrative as well, yet they chose to kind of feed into the narrative. And here's what I would say to those people that are probably not going to like what I just said. Just take a beat and just think about where we are right now. Are we completely happy with where we are right now? Just kind of doing everything the way that we were supposed to based on the guidance we were getting from our leadership. Are we happy with where we are at this moment? And most would tell you no. Can we spin it? And we'll get to that conversation later. Can we spin it assuming that it is a community project? So to Wonder Woman's point, it is now done, right? So what else do you want for Forex Shark? It's a safe food contract, hasn't been exploited. It's working properly. So leave it in the hands of the community to take it from here. So we can spin it, but I just want to remind people that we didn't get here just solely on your drip investor selling. Stop saying that. That is disrespectful and inconsiderate for all those people that have spent thousands of dollars. Thousands. And I'm going to tell you why I know it's thousands of dollars. If it was a couple of $100, ladies and gents, most people wouldn't be here and they wouldn't be so upset. The reason that most people are upset, they spent way more freaking money in this project, and it was because they trusted it. They trusted it because they had been in other projects in this space that failed. And those other projects in this space, they fell pretty quickly, right? Within a couple of days, couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months at best. And then you see this beacon of light in DeFi, the drip community, with a project that had a track record of a year, right? And then we jumped in because like that was unheard of. A year? And then we saw the potential, like literally we saw the potential when we bought into the narrative, and it was still freaking working. And we had this long ass roadmap of all these products that were supposed to come out. So we leaned in even more. So if we had 1,000, we put in 5. If we had 5, we put in 10, because all paths were leading to a safe protocol with a number of utilities to come. And that didn't happen. So our community members, they started selling, right? So we gave them a reason to kind of exit the protocol. They didn't exit because they were dumbass investors. No, the commitment wasn't honored. They had to change their plans, right? So stop blaming it on the communities. Yeah, do they drive the price? Of course, because they're selling. But why? Emphasis on the word why. W-H-Y. Why are they selling? You've got to focus there. All right, off my soapbox. Who did not speak? NYC.
What's up, my brother?
I'm fantastic, man.
Hey,
Let's get
man.
to it.
Shout out to the speakers and the listeners in the building. I'm really honestly like I'm not here to defend Forex Shark at all. just my perspective. After listening to everyone speak their piece, everyone has their own opinion. Basically, the way I see it is, like Forex. I don't know. Till this day, there's still what is the responsibility of a developer after he, you know, creates a project and launches it. Like you assume that the product is complete, and not only that, but apparently the contract is immutable, and that's it. It's done. It's a done deal. It's a community thing. So the question I ask myself is he still responsible? Is he still under any obligation?
I
Because to
think
my
that's a great
knowledge,
question. Yeah, I think that's a great question.
I mean, we constantly hear that the contract's never been exploited. It's flawless, no rug pulls. So I think, and I've heard in the past, I've heard through the grapevine, I've heard in different chats and things of that nature that, Forex really after launching Drip, like that was pretty much it. It wasn't like he was gonna, there was nothing written in stone stating that, hey, this right here, I'm gonna keep building on it. I'm gonna keep releasing, different products and utilities. I never heard any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't seen that in black and white till this day.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not here to defend Forex. I'm just saying, I'm just laying out the facts, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I love it. See,
and
that's
this
what I
is
want. I want a variety of perspectives. That's the whole point, right? Because in theory, our community is not aligned on the text message. So clearly, there's people that are pro Forex, against, and somewhere in the middle. So I definitely want to have a conversation that scales all points of view, so we can talk through it, man. That's it. Yeah. So I appreciate you bringing it up.
right for sure. No, so um, yeah, and this is coming from someone who's lost thousands and thousands of dollars
I
in the
already know.
protocol, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So now let me just say this. This is a prime example of what happens when you give someone too much power, or you place someone on a pedestal and it gets to their head, right?
Hmm.
It literally, like, the community, has certain titles for Forex, which I've never myself really condoned.
You don't like Forex, the mighty leader? You know, you're
Yeah,
not a
no,
fan of
listen, you know
the
what?
mighty leader.
Hey, but right, listen, if we had stopped that like early on from like the first animal farm delay, like if we just say, you know what, we're not having this, like we not, we're not trying to hear that. We're a community, and we demand that XYZ.
Hmm.
And we just let it go. We just kept letting it ride and giving them passes and whatnot, and nobody was really speaking up until like the very end, basically.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was pretty much too late. It was already at the point where he could just turn around and just give you the middle finger and be like, hey, I gave you a product, it works, and that's pretty much it. Like,
No, I like that. See, I want to get back to that because that's one of the questions I wanted to pull to the group. Like, does he have a responsibility to Drip? To your point, just paraphrasing, he released it. It still works, and it's safe food.
Um,
So it should have been pencils down, yes or no, to my speakers and my listeners.
hey, Kryptonite, can I follow up on what just the New York crypto investor said?
Yeah.
I think he made several good points, and I actually wanted to agree with some points and disagree with some other ones.
Yeah.
So the first point that he made was that he delivered a complete product, and never really promised anyone to keep building on it or expanding it. But I do actually, I've been in Drip now for over 2 years. So I've been here for a while, and actually Forex did make a lot of promises to the community. So going back, I don't know if your audience remembers, but I remember a promise of a big store in Atlanta, and I believe it was a jewelry store in Atlanta that was supposed to use drip as currency, I believe, for some sort of sales of jewelry. So that was one promise. The other promise was Focus Visual, which is I think like a social media influencers management company somewhere in South America, if I'm not mistaken. So that promise was broken as well. There was a promise with the multiple promises. So Scratches, of course, which one was the most recent? The Reservoir Layer 2, lending and insurance on Drip. um, I'm missing some. I think there was another one. There was a promise. Help me here. I know that I'm
I know
missing
there was some conversations with
pancake.
Ape
Ape
Swap
swap. Thank you.
and
Yes, and B swap. I think
Pancake
pancake
Swap
swap.
and
Yep.
Bet
Yes,
Fury
yes,
and
yes. Thank you. Thank you. These are the ones that I was missing. So, and the way that he phrased these things were not like, oh, we are in talks. Like he always like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. It wasn't like, oh, this is a possibility. It might or might not happen. Each of those opportunities was presented as a done deal pretty much. And then it just would fall through. I remember, I think we counted like between me and you, like 10 of those things
yeah.
that were promised that would be built on Drip, but were never delivered. And again, like I always gave him excuses like, oh, he's a developer, I don't know how difficult this technology is. But come on, it's been over 2 years of promises. So that really hurt. And I kind of went through this whole existential crisis with it. So this is like one point that I disagreed with the New York crypto investor respectfully, that actually Forex did. I mean, he's been talking about lending and insurance since 2021. He's like 2022, 2023, for sure we will have lending and insurance on Drip. Never happened. Never.
Mhm.
So that's one
Mhm.
issue that actually he kept promise building on Drip. The other thing that I wanted to mention, that I actually agree with the New York crypto investor here, where he brought up the issue, I think, of almost like a personality cult that I think unwittingly formed. And I don't know how it happened and why, but I think maybe as a community, we thought that if we say something negative, we are going to absolutely spook new investors. And so there was this implicit agreement in the community that you cannot provide any constructive criticism of the developer. And I think maybe all of us are to blame for it, including people who created content. But
For sure.
the last thing is, crypto investor said, New York crypto investor, excuse me, said that, well, we noticed it all too late. But to be honest with you guys, I think, and we have some people, I think, here on the call here that actually tried to warn us. And I remember, I think when I interviewed Kelly Snook, I think that was like February, maybe, right? Maybe like late February, maybe. And she warned. She kind of said that I do see negative trajectory for Drip. And what happened? People came after her and created this whole Twitter campaign that Kelly Snook is a father. Well, guess what? Whatever she said actually came true. Brandon, the Drip guy, said, well, Drip might be a fluke. Maybe, because Drip is not getting new investors, we might go down. People ostracized Brandon until he lost his channel and fought like 2 months with YouTube to get it reinstated. He was right. That Drip actually suffered what he said is going to suffer. That we are not having enough new investors and we are only relying upon new investors. Um, okay, LD was ostracized by the community. He said that the delays of Forex are hurting the protocol. People went after him, ostracized LD. And people can ostracize me for saying this, but it's true. There are other instances of people being shunned and ostracized. I think Drip Coach warned people as well, and he's been talking about it for a while. He said these are the problems, we need to address them. People ostracized and said DeFi, the Drip Coach is just a fodder. You know, I might disagree about maybe certain ways that he went about it or some terminology that he used, but people, you know, the point I'm trying to make is that people have been people have been ringing bells for at least 6 months. So again, and
Yeah.
I've been, you know me, I've been very positive about drip, and I've been talking very positively about drip. But like I said, I had existential crisis, and I'm like, constructive criticism is not a fad, guys. You don't
Yeah.
you for some reason you guys confabulate these two, but not constructive criticism is not a fad.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism is
Eh,
constructive criticism. Okay, thank you.
absolutely. No, CP. No, no, no. That's good stuff, CPG. We'll do a sidebar because we haven't had one because the conversation literally deep and personal and pretty emotional, right? Because the stakes that were involved. And so I get it. And I know it's a struggle to speak your truth because obviously it's a bit unflattering just based on where we're at right now. So it's a struggle for people to be critical in this moment when so many people are hurting. So I get it. So let me do this because I want to spin the narrative a little bit because I want this to be very clear. This is not about bashing the current state of the drip ecosystem. It's really just to kind of like, look, I've got all of these pent up emotions right now. Let me just kind of vet for a few minutes on this Twitter Spaces and let you know how I really am feeling. And then I do want us to kind of shift the focus on like a path forward. Like, could this be a massive opportunity for us that, you know, Forex Shark hands over the keys to whoever that person is or collection of people are and gives us an opportunity to really build with, you know, without the roadblocks, you know, like some of the things we've thought through, like maybe the overcommitments and under delivering with a ton of the delays, with none of those things in our line of sight, but actually a focus group with really good products from the community, like driving this thing. But I want to get a couple of people in because we've kind of been spinning towards, you know, a bit critical, and I want to shift it a little bit before we bounce over. So Wonder Woman, Coach, and Don Sepp. So Coach, if you can speak, I'd love for you to jump in, and then you two, Don Sepp, and then Wonder Woman.
Sure thing. Yeah, I just wanted to sit back and listen because, yeah, I tend to just jump off the deep end and just tell you how I really feel. So I like Moonshot getting up there telling us how I really
Yeah,
felt.
yeah, moonshot.
I was championing that from the sideline, a little cheerleader. I was like, man, about damn time. So I don't think it's too late. And something I learned from Tony Robbins and NLP is people only change when the fear of change outweighs the fear of staying the same. So there was a cult-like behavior within the drip community where nobody wanted to speak up. I've even seen receipts from inside the DAO where people spoke up, and Forex basically said, I'll pack my toys and go home. So nobody wanted to say anything. But now, finally, it's like transparent. And to me, what he said was nothing negative or wrong. Like, if you've been reading the room, you should have known this. He said on AMAs, he said on Stunner's AMA, he's done with drip after Triple D. So there should be no shock to people.
Yeah.
This is normal.
But Coach, it
Also,
does
the
seem
immutable
like
side.
there were still quite a few
Go ahead.
people that were shocked. And to your point, it could have been, oh my God, I don't want to use that word because it sounds so negative. But, you know, folks were kind of hypnotized and just kind of believe in the narrative. So there was no part of their being to think that Forex would openly say, I'm done with drip. They never thought he would say that. And when it actually came out explicitly, I think people were thrown off their what's the word? They were thrown off their square. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I totally understand that. But again, if you've listened to him, he said those exact words verbatim out of his own mouth in AMAs all this
Yeah.
year. So he has said that, and I even have a clip on my channel where he said it. That's how I know. I clipped him out saying it on a talk. I think one with Stunner and one with I See Money. So this is
Yeah.
nothing new. But I get it. Some people had kind of this, starstruck hopium that it wasn't there. Plus, you have the under deliver over promise. So he has made echoing statements on the back end about what he's still going to do for drip. So there's this conflicting information. So maybe you latch on to the one that makes you feel better and negate the other one. But to me, we're at a point where it's like, cool, can we actually take this over as the narrative is a community owned, community driven project? And what NY Crypto said, there are things in the contract that are not immutable. That's a narrative we've also echoed. It's not an immutable contract. The keys haven't been burnt. You can edit the referrals. You can remove those. You can change the amount of drip tokens deposited. You can whitelist addresses. There's still plenty of drip that Forex has the keys to. And until that is given over, he still is 100% accountable to the community because no one else can make the changes. Now, if they were burned and we were stuck with this as is, then of course, cool, it's on us now. But until he releases that, either by burning the rights to do that or by giving it to a community collective, he should be held accountable for his actions and his words. Plain and
Right
simple.
on. Respect. Don Seth, if you're still there listening, Wonder Woman, either one of you guys, because I have a good idea, you guys' point of view. Any thoughts on what was said recently?
I would just say, like I said before, everybody is human. Sometimes you got to remember that in this. And I'm not saying I'm sticking up for everything that Forex does and forever. Like, everybody, there's things I like and don't like, just like everybody else. But it's crypto. I got to remind people too sometimes that, it's not your whole life. Even though it's a big chunk of it. Like sometimes you might need to escape, touch grass, some roses, do something else, because we are in the bottom of the bear market in September, and it's only September 5th, 7th?
Yeah, 6.
6. It's early.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a rough month, guys.
Yeah.
We gotta hold together because if he keeps keys, doesn't keep the keys for drip, I don't see drip ending like now. Like it's still paying out 1% a day, even if it's 0.0001% or 1 cent or whatever. That's not going to change because that's how the blockchain works, right? It's just out there forever. Who knows what happens? What happens in like 3 years if people love drip again? Like the 90s, bringing it back. Who knows? Who
I
knows
love
what
the
could happen in the
optimism.
future?
I really love that. We need that.
Right?
Thank you,
And I'm
thank
like,
you,
I'm
Wonder
not giving up
Woman.
anything until the next bull run.
Yeah.
Until the next bull run, I'm not giving anything up.
Right
until
on.
the next bull
I
run.
heard that.
So that's what I'm doing.
No, I appreciate that. Don Sup, really quick. You still there, my friend? All right. So I'm not sure if Don Sup is still there. Okay, perfect. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. So did everyone get an opportunity to yes, I think they did. I'm gonna do this really quick before we pivot because we're at about an hour. My listeners, you guys have been really active and I appreciate that. Any of my listeners, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to kind of chime in. I believe the bottom left of your phone, you can request to speak. Anybody feeling courageous and want to share a thought or have a question? I'll give you guys a second to do that. Don't be shy, I promise you. Safe space. No one's going to attack you. But I know there are some thoughts on your mind that we maybe haven't covered.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Perhaps a question that you want to get answered. Safe space. All right. And then while you guys are thinking about it, I'm going to pivot the group a little bit. All right. So let's do this. Based on Wonder Woman and NYC's comment around the contract still kind of working, immutable with exceptions to Coach's points, can we spin this to a positive? Right? With Forex Shark kind of handing it over, can this be spent into a positive?
Hey, I think so, but y'all gonna hate me for this.
Ooh.
Y'all ain't gonna hate me, man.
No way, Chad.
I just listen, man. Drip is a meme token at this point, and it's so cheap. Like we can get, who was just talking? Was that Wonder Woman just talking?
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she said, you never know what's gonna happen in 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. And how good would it feel? I mean, maybe I'm reaching for the stars right now. But how good would it feel to just wake up 3 years later and be like, wait, whoa. Breaking news, Drip is on the run. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, imagine how many keys are gonna be lost.
Yeah.
How many, you know what I'm saying? How many wallets gonna be lost? Like, how many people that been building in the background? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. It's gonna be crazy, man. But I'm looking at like a meme token right now. Like, I've been trading good on post chain, so if I can make a good flip, I'm down for it. Shout out to the crew, man.
Right on. I love it. I love it. Look, man, when the narrative changes, you better be able to pivot. That's all I got to say. You better be able to pivot. All right. Anybody else want to chime in? How do we feel about it? Can we flip this into a positive?
I guess I must speak my truth again.
Hey.
So, yo. So this is what's real, and this is real talk because this is the Twitter space. He could hand over the keys all he wants to the community, but like everybody understands is that there are guardians of those keys that won't relinquish their power over people to make decisions that's best for the community. So
Mm-hmm.
so what do I mean? What do I mean by that? I mean when Droplet came out, and it's time for real talk. When Droplet came out and Droplet was burning drip, 10% was burning drip. People had a problem with it. They want to go into Droplet. They start a whole war with Droplet, and then Droplet ceased from burning drip. Why? Because there are certain individuals that, although it's a community project, they have a majority say in what's going on, right? And also, and I'm gonna keep it real in this sort of space. When the Guardians of the Reservoir was coming together, and we was doing something in the space to add, BNB to Reservoir. At that time, Forex didn't even like acknowledge us, didn't really say anything about these community projects that was actually was trying to do something. Because at the end of the day, if Forex doesn't co-sign it, most investors are not going to go with it. And that's still an issue in our community. That's still apparent. You know what I'm saying? Coach just walks into a room and they kick him out.
Moose.
I'm just it's time for the real talk.
Moose shots fired.
No, because
fired.
it's every time I see things like that, I get disgusted.
Oh.
I get disgusted because at the end of the day, Coach is spitting out real facts. I'm a math teacher. It's all about logic with me. He's telling the truth. But people don't want to hear the truth, and they want to ban him, and they want to say that he's a fodder, he's this and that. If they would have listened to Coach months ago, Drip would have been at a higher price.
Ooh.
Real talk. If they would have listened to everything that people were saying about the numbers months ago, it would have been at a higher price because we had a chance to do something about it. But again, he can hand over the keys all he wants, but the community got to change. The community must change. Now, am I hating on Drip? No, I love Drip. I put my family onto Drip. I put my loved ones up in Drip. I did Drip videos for a year and change without getting paid, without anything, for free, for whatever, because I love Drip. I did all that I can for Drip, and even when I go to another protocol, people want to kick me out of groups, right? They want to say that, oh, Moonshot Max is not supporting Drip anymore, and all these other things. All these problems, guys, all these little things that's happening with our community is a problem. They can hand the keys over all they want, but we're gonna have to search within our family. And we're going to have to, start gutting out certain behaviors. Until those behaviors are not gutted out, he can hand over the keys all he wants. But when somebody comes with a bullish project that's going to support Drip, if the majority don't, it's not going to fly.
Yo, Moonshot. Oh,
For
my
real.
God.
It's time. Yo, it's time. It's time. I'm a very, if everybody knows me, I'm a very, I think before I say things, and there was
1,000%.
And the people that know me knows the Moonshot Max. He thinks about like, but at this point in time,
Yeah,
if we really want change, I got to keep it 1,000%, and I got to tell you exactly how I feel about the matter. We need these things to change. We do,
yeah.
guys.
Yes.
Oh God, Moonshot, yo. Okay, I'm so glad you segue into it because I'm leading people down a path. I honestly believe that everybody wants it to succeed, right? That there is a path for success. But we do have to acknowledge that there are roadblocks within our leadership. And those are the top influencers in this space. In the past, they have been, what's the right word? They, oh my God, I'm trying to phrase it, and you've been keeping it 1,000, and I'm still trying to be PC. So I'm up here struggling with the white words and stuff like that. That's just not me. So let's just constantly have a very honest conversation with the gloves off. All right. So with that being said, you're absolutely right. Like with things the way that they're currently constructed with the biggest influencers in our community, they can't stay the same. Like for me, the only way that I would ever feel really good about continuing to support the drip community relentlessly with my time and my resources is if people like yourself and Drip Coach are part of that team. And if that's already a no, then I definitely don't want to be a part of it because now I'm realizing that there's not enough diversity of thought in that room. It is the same personality types making the decisions, right? And we simply all agreed that there has to be some type of change. Well, if we're not willing to change the people that are making all of the decisions, then there's not going to be change, right? So you have to change the people in the room. You have to have people with different experiences, people that are going to challenge the status quo, people that are not going to be yes men, people that are just going to do what's best for the community. I would even add Mystify to a group like that. Legacy and CPG and Wonder Woman and Blockchain Bay, get some diversity in there, right? So if we're not willing to make the change at the top, you're right. We are headed to the same destination. We're going to get out of here in a Ferrari going 100 miles an hour and run into a brick wall again because we refuse to make the necessary changes at the top. So respectfully for being 1,000%. Trap, you in the building? Blockchain Bay and Dividend Miracle. I'll let you guys in too. Trap, I don't know if you had anything to say. Dividend Miracle, you up, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say something earlier. I'm on the metro, so it might be a little bit of noise. And I'll keep it quick. Moonshot Max, it's about time, man. But he basically said what I was gonna say. I know with Forex, he really meant to say Ray, but Forex don't know what's going on in the community. He's stuck on an animal farm, and everybody talking about drip. If being honest with you, I know it's DeFi, but if he was in the corporate world, I feel like Forex would have been fired. Like he's not doing stuff the right way. Like I know you don't want to tie corporate to DeFi, but like we're all humans. Like there has to be a little bit of structure with DeFi. We're just gonna be the wild wild west and continue to be it. I can't add my family to it. My grandmother can't be added to it. So it's just like I said, if Forex was in the corporate world, he'd be fired. Like I
Yeah, we
know
need some organized chaos for sure. There needs to
yeah,
be, yeah.
I know he's made the contract safe and all, but where's lending? Like I was excited for lending. Like don't like CPG said, like you adding all this stuff on here, and then now you're saying you're done with drip and the community can do it. Cool, but like you name like 3 or 4 things like for the past year or 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And drip coach been like she said, Drip Coach been talking about it for the past 6, 8 months, and I was on a rant, about 3, 4 months ago. Like,
Yeah.
Ray be, he cool, but he not cool. Like he doing some stuff, and Drip Coach, he caught it, and he's been talking about it for a while. Like I called him before, Spectre Gadget, Blues Clues, Carmen San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody gonna be showing their wallet addresses on YouTube no more.
No,
But
they won't be
like,
doing that no more.
no, they're not. It is the blockchain. But you know what I'm saying? You heard me talk. You know,
Yes.
before my
Yes.
match while in May, I was already frustrated, and Drip Coach brought it up to like the masses. This is how we feel, and if Forex don't see that, then it is what it is. Focus on Animal Farm, or create 10 other projects. But like, if you don't have the community, or you're not doing stuff in a structured way, or the contract is immutable where it's fair for everybody, or you're not gonna fix the glitches or whatever, then you ain't gonna get so much money in there. Like your Animal Farm, you ain't gonna get so much money in so many people. If I did decide to put 10,000 in the Animal Farm, I'm not now. I'm only gonna put 1,000 in.
Yeah,
Straight up. So,
I understand.
uh,
Yep.
but but Moonshot Max basically said what I was gonna say. But yeah, it
Hmm.
is what it is.
Yeah, it just should have been a Spaces with Moonshot Max. How about that? I mean, Moonshot is dropping gems. Trap, is your hand up to speak? I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Right on, brother.
Is it my time?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I just want to, while I got a lot of people here, I'm big on the smaller people. Like, I'm real big on everyone knows that. I'm big on the smaller people, the people with the smaller accounts. Like, I feel for the motherfuckers. And this is what I have to say. I be eyeballing the chat. I'm a real lurker. I come through the drip chat uh, every now and then, and I just peep some shit, and I just watch. I don't really type because I don't want to have to come to nobody's house and fight their ass. But anyways, I don't like the fact that all of a sudden, right? Listen to the tone now. All of a sudden, everyone's on this. Oh, you should have been claiming wave when everyone and they fucking mama was preaching compound, 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 right?
Yeah.
Because that's what people believed in. They thought this was the bee's knees. Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone did. I'm one of them.
Me
But the
too.
cool thing about me is I didn't know about the faucet. I was trading drip before I even knew what the faucet was. So that's how I kind of beat the system a little bit.
Right on.
But I say all that to say this. I think it's fucked up because all of a sudden out the blue, Forex said this or Forex did that, and now the price is super low and all this bullshit. Oh, you should. It's your fault. You should have been claiming. Yeah, we all know that. Yeah, technically it's his fault. We know that. But you the same guy that was yelling compound, compound last year.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it's this guy's fault he's wrecked. I mean, yeah, it is, but you shouldn't say no shit like that, bro. That type of
Hmm.
shit will make me put my VPN on and find your ass. That's why I don't get in the chat. I'm serious, bro. I'm serious. And that's why I don't get in the chat. And I know it's not that serious. You don't have to take
Right.
it personal.
Yeah.
And I ain't
Yeah.
trying to be a thug and all that good stuff. But
Totally.
that's how I am. So
Yes.
I feel for them cats, bro, because I would have been found Forex and put pause on them.
Hmm.
But
No.
shout out to the crew, man.
Right on, Trap, and I appreciate that. And Trap has got Spaces probably within 45 minutes, so you guys still have time. Actually, make time to attend his Spaces. It's always informative and entertaining. Appreciate you, brother. All right, so look, I want to give everybody a chance because we kind of talked about raw emotions, part of why we're here, what's going through our minds now, and then we brought up the subject of like a path forward. So we've gotten input from a few people. I do want to get input from all the speakers. What do you guys think? Is there a path forward? NYC, I seen you came off mute. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of what I was like. Now that I think we're past like the frustration. We already covered all the problems and the issues,
Yeah.
but what's the solution moving forward? Because
Yeah.
we could just keep talking about all the wrongdoings and all the mishaps, but that's not going to get us anywhere. That's going to keep us stuck in the same spot.
Totally.
So obviously, there needs to be a revamp in the management department. I think and we already touched on that. So how do we go about making that happen?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's
I'm
the
thinking.
question.
So for me, it starts with like they've done a really good job of creating the new drip chat, and I know Coach would disagree. He would absolutely disagree. But here's what I would tell you: there are more admins that are committed to some change, right? So I would say if there was enough people that raised the question and concern about management and wanting to include certain people, I think they would start paying attention. So it just takes the voice of a few people, probably like yourself and myself, and which is why I said it publicly on the spaces. I need Coach, Mr. Phi, CPG, Wonder Woman, a part of that group. And if those people are not a part of the group, then I already know that real change is not going to happen. Because again, we need diversity of thought. So it starts there. And then the other thing that I'm identifying is that we do have a couple of community projects that are, generating some momentum. So it's really up to the community to support those things, right? So we got Drip Potluck, the chance to win B&B. That's still around the corner. Then we've got Drip 21 is what I meant to say. Drip 21 is around the corner. So when that finally launches, and then my guess is there probably is a handful of other people looking to build for Drip. We just got to get behind those products. But here's the one question. I don't know the answer to this, and I think it maybe goes back to what I said before, which is going to the Drip Telegram chat, the new one. They've got a section over there for new product development. So for anybody who's thinking about building for Drip, you want to go over there. I don't know who's actually assessing that list and vetting the ideas, but at least there's a list over there. So you start there, NYC. Get over to the chat, let your voice be heard, put your thoughts in there about a new product, and then support the existing products. Anybody else want to add to that? I'm going to let a couple of people on really quick here.
Yeah, I can co-sign. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Coach, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm not not gonna say anything about the chat itself, but the idea is sound. So the path forward, pointed out multiple times, other people have as well. Yeah, we need the diversity, and then you need to be inclusive as well, and looking at what is the community sentiment and how to move forward as a collective. Now back to what Moonshot dropped. Yeah, of course we'd like to have change at the top, but as what I've learned, you change the things you can and accept the things you can't. So let's just assume we can't change anything at the top. That's the best path forward, to assume it can't be done. If it happens, cool, but let's assume it can't. And let's assume it's a community-driven project. Well, if those assumptions are true, then how do we actually create change within the pieces that we have influence over? And that to me is either a resolution or a revolution. And there is enough people to cause a revolution, and the overmajority sentiment would lean towards that. I know what Moonshot mentioned before, and I think you did as well, that maybe previously there was some disagreements within the fraction community. But I think enough people have experienced enough pain to where they're willing to now move forward, even though before, maybe when they tried to, they were silenced. I think we're at a point now where if you point all that energy in one direction, we can actually get change, even if you don't have the support of some people, because they're still over in their own little ecosphere. There's enough people that the masses always have the power. They just have to remember that and point all that direction into one spot. So that's why I've been champion for you, KK, because
Yeah.
you mediate very nicely in the middle. I told you I'm willing to die on the front line and take the arrows. I'm going to be the martyr, the guy charging and lights the grenades or whatever, and it blows up. Like, oh, damn, there goes Coach, he's dead, But it'll be a great fireworks starter to the revolution. If that's the case, it has to be. So, yeah, I'd like to be in the room, but if the consensus is that I'm more harm than good, I'll step back, as long as the community is willing to work forward. I'm not trying to be in a position of thou shalt do it my way, or I'm the mouthpiece. No, I just want the energy to move forward. And like Moonshot said, I got people that jumped in with me that I looked into the eyes and I'm like, yo, this is real money. These are real people. So whatever the outcome is to get them whole or get this moving in a direction that supports those people, that's what I'm willing to do. And if that means take a back seat, cool. I'll do that too. Whatever the community wants.
Yeah, I appreciate the humility, but nope. To me, that's not a path forward. I get what you're saying because it's the right answer, Coach. But to me, a path forward would have all of the major influencers kind of aligning on a purpose. Because now it is a community project. Like in theory, we don't need a vote from Forex Shark if it is a community project. So if it's truly a community project, you want the most influential people in the space to be a part of a collective that is driving a path forward. And if everybody is thinking the same, we're already doomed for failure. Now, let me clarify when I say thinking the same. Like, we should all align on the purpose, and that is to see Drip succeed for the future, right? That's what we should all align. The path in which we take to get there, we should deviate, right? Because now it's going to force us all to think very differently. The part of the problem that we had before is we had so many people aligned on one frame of mind that we ignored all of these early warning signs, all of our blind spots, and anything that we saw as a negative, somebody just explained it away, right? But you need people kind of pointing out your blind spot so that you can resolve those issues before you bring them to your community. The people that are investing thousands of dollars, bringing their loved ones to your community, you need those people making certain that your product is bulletproof. That's why you need different people in the room. You don't need people in the room that's going to be yes men or women. Fuck that. You don't need that. That got us to where we are now. So if people with opposing views are not part of that collective, I'm not sure I want to be a part of it, because again, I'm going to say it for like the sixth time, then we're really not looking for true change. Because if the people in the room don't change, we'll never change. We'll never change. All right. So Coach, you better be there. And I'm going to be an advocate for you. Not to say I've got a lot of influence, but I got a little influence. So I'm going to be an advocate for you. All right. Let's see. Anyone else? So again, I want to end. We've got like another 10 minutes. I want to make sure we're focused on a path forward. So again, we said it really starts with utilizing the new drip chat, right? Because that is an open forum with new admins. And I know a handful of those people, and they're fair, reasonable, intelligent people. And they've created all of these sub chats for you to go in and come up with these creative ideas, right? So I know it starts there. And then clearly, Coach has already mentioned that he's willing to be a champion for change. He just needs more support from the community, right? He can't do it all. He's only one person. So he's actually going to need other folks that are just as passionate with skills in very specific areas to help him drive this agenda, right? So my guess is just continue to reach out to people like Coach and myself and say, how do you want to be a part of this new movement for Drip? So let's throw that in the pot as well. All right. Path forward, who has not had an opportunity to kind of chime in? Moonshot, you came in. CPG and Wonder Woman.
Okay. Path forward. I think there are a couple.
And be honest, CPG,
Yeah.
because you've been honest
Yes.
the entire
Yes,
night.
I know. Thank
Okay.
you. So what I would say is, I mean, I'm also impressed with the new chat, and I'm very impressed with the stuff that Danny and Lucky are doing. And
Yes.
I know that there are other projects. So this is a very grand experiment, guys. So basically, it is possible that all these projects will actually maybe will save Drip without any, if the developer completely abandoned it, as we are understanding. So it is possible. I guess it would depend on the magnitude of the marketing and how successful those projects are. But there might be, it's hard to predict the future, but there is a future where all those massive, if many projects like that came and they all succeeded, maybe the token can be the price can be stabilized. So that's one.
CPG, because that could be success
Yes.
too,
Yes.
versus looking for a moonshot. Pun on words. Stability could be a win,
if
right?
we can get it, and I'm gonna be modest. If all these projects can possibly get it to 10 cents,
Yeah.
For a long period of time, and maybe even, even, I mean, I would take even 5 cents and maybe 25 cents in the bull market. I think people will still be able to ROI. So that would be positive,
Yeah.
that would be one positive outcome. The other outcome is that, as you're probably guessing where I'm going, right? The other outcome is that people try and people try and people try and people try, but still, unfortunately, we get where the flow is. And I've
Yeah.
spoken to people that were in flow, and drip is only 10 lines. The original drip is like 10 lines difference from the flow. Well, with the exception, of course, of DDD. Now DDD added more code lines, of course, but so the alternative is that the projects don't work, that they are not enough, so it's possible. That
Hmm.
outcome, I think, is equally possible as well. And but so how can you spin such, and I know that's not what the group wants to hear. um
No, we want to hear. We just want to
so
hear very
yes,
honest
so
feedback. Yeah.
either one of those outcomes is gonna happen. And if the one where the token gets 2 cents and people just collect several dollars a month, that's a possible outcome as well. And so what happens in that case? Like, how can you spin it positively as an individual? And I guess the only thing I could say is learning experience. And I think maybe Mutso talked about that a bit, right? Learning experience. Now, people learned
Hmm.
what to do in roid apps. People learned maybe how not to behave in roid apps. Maybe people learned about
Yeah.
the allocation of the capital, what they should do in terms of interacting daily with their capital. Some people probably will take this learning experience and will turn it around and become successful in other DeFi projects. So whatever
Absolutely.
happens, if the community projects succeed, well and good. If they don't succeed, well and good too, because I think a lot of people will take a lot of valuable lessons. And that's my take.
No, that's good. There were a lot of L's taken by quite a few people. Lessons learned. This was absolutely a case study for me, and I will not be duplicating many of the same things. I will be a better crypto investor. So if that was the price of admission for my master's degree in DeFi, I got it. Right? I got it. I will be a much savvy investor going forward. All right, who have I not heard from? Wonder Woman, path forward.
All right, guys, path forward. I'm really liking what CPG says. But one of the things I was thinking about when she was saying it was like maybe it'd be a mix of a path forward where community does come up with Drip 21. There's all these other community random things that come out in the meantime. And then, you know, by Drip's third birthday, it's in the middle of a bull
Yeah,
run. There's animal farms going. It's been going for a while. It's brought new eyes because you guys got to remember we are a super tiny percentage of crypto in general that didn't even know about Drip. So even if it got out there, other ways, like just think about in 6 months what could happen, not like in years. So who knows? Like, once some of those things are out, Scratchy still comes out, lending comes out. Like, who knows where we'll be in a few months from now?
hmm,
But I think the community needs to put just keep putting their brick in wherever they can. I'm gonna live one day at a time.
I
That's
love
all I
that.
can do.
Hmm.
It's I'm not saying I'm the beacon of positivity. I have my issues and days I don't want to get out of bed. You know what I mean too. And it's been really bad for me lately, and nobody really knows it. I don't really share a lot of my stuff, but you know, I still gotten out of bed every day, you know,
Yeah,
and that's all I can do at this
love
point.
that. No, but you get up every day, 10 toes
Yeah,
down. I appreciate
yeah,
that. And you are appreciated
exactly.
as
That's
well.
my path forward: getting up every day,
And keep eating your
making it.
strawberries and stuff.
Yep, and keep eating my strawberries and stuff. You know what I mean? Making whatever joy you can get in life, give it to
Absolutely.
yourself. You know what I mean? If you need to, you know, uh, get your hair done, or you need to go get a massage, something, get some of those creases out. Do what you got to do to spend some time with your family, whatever. But live every day and not let crypto and Telegram and all this crazy get to you so bad that does give you that depression or doesn't want to make you get out of bed. We've all had thousands, and I mean, not all of us, but me, I say, thousands invested in this whole system. I don't want to see it go down for
Agreed.
life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So even if it picks up in a few months or, whatever, like, I'm okay. I'm going to be here. I'll still be taking notes, like, as long as I can.
Thank
Trying
goodness
to
you
make
were
people
taking the notes.
understand the animal farm complex system he's got going on. But
Right.
yeah, I
Wonder
mean,
Woman bought the secret decoder ring for Forex Shark, so that ring's like $1 million. So she's
I actually got it
able.
out of the Cracker Jack box, but
Cracker Jack box. Okay, got
yeah,
it. So it was
so it
even
works,
less
right?
expensive. So she's the only one in the ecosystem who can translate his AMAs into like 2 pages of text. Well
Right.
done, Wonder Woman.
I
Well
try.
done.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Jesus Christ,
You're
thank you.
welcome.
All
You're
right.
welcome. All right.
Wait, I've got somebody on here. Is it Fusions? Ooh, I let you in as a speaker. Fusies. Oh, I'm butchering that. Can you hear me?
It's Fusions, man. What's up?
Fusions. I'm fantastic, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem. I for
Did
one,
not mean to butcher that.
hey, you're good. No worries. I, for one, got my degree in lessons learned, so I'm with you there. But I won't go back and touch anybody else's thing since we're kind of moving at a more positive note now. Even though I do like to speak my mind, as a lot of you probably know.
Yeah.
One thing or idea, I don't know, it just kind of crossed my mind. If we're at a point where we're kind of like, asking or thinking about Forex handing the keys over so we can have more development or taking the reins moving forward, what about BB? Is he even interested in taking the reins? That could be someone that he does trust with the keys, and he does have control over the OG drip site, and
Yep.
maybe something like having seen if he's willing to take control of things from here on out, and then building off that. I don't know. It was just something that crossed my mind. I didn't even know if he's still interested in the project, but maybe it's something to pass by him.
No, I think that's a good ad. And I think a lot of people who was around when BB was around, they're an advocate for it. I don't have an opinion either way, honestly. So, Coach, if you're still there, did you hear the proposal? And is that something that you think is a real possibility or no?
Run that by me
Hypothetically.
again. I missed what's the short part of the proposal? Say it again.
Yeah, the short question is, hey, is there any way to get BB back involved and just hand the keys over to him?
That is a discussion for another time.
Understood.
Let's just say it's not yes, it's not no.
Got it. Okay, got it. But I think that's something to be considered. And I would say the same thing because I know you're not going to get kicked out of the drip chat because I got Lady Mania here. And I'm going to say it publicly, so she's going to make sure the admins don't kick you out. I would go pose that question and see what the temperature is in the room. Yeah, I would. And now let me ask you this, Fusion, before I let you go. Again, I don't have a perspective either way. So what are your thoughts about, asking the keys to be handed over to BB? What is it about him specifically that maybe you like, trust, or have confidence in? Can you elaborate on that?
Honestly, I just want to get a feel for what ideas he may have. I mean, he may have some ideas that no one else has thought about because he does do this every day. This is what he does. This is his field of work.
Okay.
So maybe he has ideas that no one's thought of because I don't think anybody's reached out to him and said, hey, BB, do you have any ideas? I think he's just kind of been sitting back, drinking his coffee, just seeing how things have been playing out, doing his own thing on the side. I don't know. I just was thinking maybe we could just throw his way, see if he had any prospect in doing that or taking the reins and seeing if so, just moving forward.
Got it. Okay, I appreciate that. Good stuff. Right on.
Hey,
Can we put some polls out there on Twitter and Telegram, on YouTube? Because
Okay,
at the end of the day, it's like it's almost everybody's screaming and shouting, but is everybody's voice being heard?
No, but they will be, because if you guys follow the channels and leverage the resources, which is starting in the new drip chat and leveraging the new admins in there in the specific chat groups that they created, start being loud enough, change will come. Because I know that the admins and Lady Mania, she's really committed to change. I know that for a fact. Yeah. I know that for a
Hey,
fact.
Kryptonite, can I follow up a little bit on what Fusions, I think Fusions said?
Yes.
Um, so BB actually is the developer for Drip, because Forex was the architect with the idea. He's not a developer. So BB was
Hmm.
the original Drip developer. And
Got it.
since I've been here maybe a little bit longer than some of the people here in the audience, what I would say is that all the delays started after BB left. So I don't know if people know the
Mm,
backstory between there was a fallout in the middle of the animal farm development between BB
hmm.
and Forex blacklisted BB's address, and BB left at that point. BB left Forex. You know, there is some bad blood between those two, but BB is the original Drip developer who actually changed those 10 code lines from bank
Got
flow.
it.
That's a big thing, guys. And you and I
Got
we
it.
had this conversation with you before. Remember, we've been
Yes.
having this
Hmm.
conversation about bringing maybe BB back, and how it might change the fate of Drip. So that's something maybe for
Yeah,
community to think about.
I agree. I agree. And we should run over there and voice that concern. And my hope is that they see it as a very serious question and provide a reasonable explanation on whether or not it's something they want to pursue, or just simply tell you yes or no. And if you don't do it, I'm actually going to run over there too and do it myself. All right. Let's make sure we got everybody. OG, I see you. Give me one sec. Did I cover all of my speakers? I want to make sure we're good. Any thoughts on the path forward? I want to make sure our voices have been heard. Okay, I think so. And then for my listeners, OG, I see you're requesting to speak. Moonshot, my bad.
Yeah. I just want to say really, really quick. On a positive note, on a path moving forward, I think we have to be inclusive. I think we
Thousand
have
percent.
to. I think we have to really, and I don't want to use the word cult, but we got to open up our minds and open up our viewpoints. There's a lot of projects in DeFi right now that's pretty much partnering up with other projects, and and they're realizing one thing, that in this bear market, right? Because I use this analogy on a other uh, video I did. I said, when you're first ice skating, right, and the ice is the bear market, is the first time you're doing it, you're gonna slip and fall. You're gonna be kind of weary of ice skating. But what happens when you join hands with somebody, right? That even don't know how to ice skate, your base of support widens, and then you're even able to ice skate, right, and move along because you have that support. So I feel like moving forward, we shouldn't not think about doing the partnership with other people, with other communities out there. I think that's a real big thing.
You
I
said we
think
should or
that's
should not? I want to be clear on
no,
that.
no, no. We should, we
Okay.
should, we should definitely think about other communities out there and try to see how we could help one another win,
Yeah.
because at this point in this bear market, one project is not going to be able to stand alone. It's too bloody out there, right? And the
Hmm.
price is going down, everybody's fearful, people don't really understand what to do at this point. So I think moving forward, we should be thinking of ways to maybe think about different projects and how we could use their ecosystem to help our ecosystem, as vice versa.
Man, Moonshot, you are on one tonight, my friend. You absolutely had your spinach today, my friend. You are talking from your third eye tonight, bro. So when you were thinking about being inclusive, my narrow as mind was just simply thinking about, again, the community. And that's part of our problem, is that we're so isolated to our community. We're forgetting how broad the crypto space is. Right. So you're thinking inclusive, not just for the community, but we're talking about other crypto projects in the space. Like, we have burnt so many freaking bridges by some of our content. It just shocks me. And here's the sad part, right? Let's just kind of keep it all the way 1,000. we've made some egregious statements about other crypto projects in the space, and their price is much higher than ours right now. Their price is much higher than ours right now. So is there any value in ripping other communities to shreds? Is there any value associated with that? Does that somehow promote our product to a much higher space? The answer is absolutely not, right? In fact, it creates enemies because now other projects feel like they have to protect home base. So why not consider with the right projects? And I know there's risks associated with branding with the wrong partnership, but if all things line up and there is somewhat of a checklist and we are equally aligned on the vision, why couldn't we partner with each other and leverage each other up in this space? I had never considered that. So let me just do this really quick because that's dope. Just for my listeners and my speakers, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Is that something you guys would be interested in seeing happen, or does that create too many problems? Just a knee-jerk response. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me see what you guys are thinking. Okay, so we're kind of lukewarm on it. Kind of lukewarm on it. All right, I haven't seen a thumbs down though, because I'm curious if I get one of those. No thumbs down. Okay, no thumbs down. Okay, let me add that. All right. Now, Moonshot, because I think that's such a dope point. Let's explore that one a little bit more for like 5 minutes, and we'll give everybody back their time. Is there specific projects or something about another project, or were you just thinking pretty broadly? You know what I mean? What were you really thinking if we were to peel the onion back a little bit?
I was just thinking in a broad sense. Obviously,
Yeah.
like like you said, everything has to align in order to a partnership, but everything got to be on the up and up, and you got to make sure everything is gonna benefit both sides. But the thing is, there is so much of a bigger community out there, and these people they don't know about drip because we haven't went outside the scope of drip. We
Yes.
have stayed within our own bubble, and
Yes.
instead of going to them and saying, hey, this is our project and we love your project as well, because I would say for myself, most investors is not only invested in drip, they're invested in the totally a lot of projects out there. But we refuse to say, yo, shout outs to the Shiba Inu community, shout outs to the Doge community doing bullish things out there. I would love one day to see a LP token over there on that project, staking it in that platform.
Yeah.
Our drip LP. Those are things that's gonna make them feel good about their project, and I'm just opening up people's eyes to the fact that we can leverage each other in order to do some great things. I know SparkSwap is doing that, right? I know
Yeah.
that's why Pulse Drip is doing with SparkSwap,
Yeah.
and that's why AJ is doing with a whole lot of other people. His mindset is we are gonna win together, and that's how I feel as an investor. I want everybody around me to win, and if something ain't going good, let's do something about it. And let's not be stagnant, but let's move forward. Maybe 2 years ago, DeFi was the place where everybody was like, yeah, it's all about me. It's all about me. But in 2023, it's changing. It should be all about we now. We are in the bear market. We are going through this. Everybody else left. Everybody else is chilling, having their Bitcoin and their Ethereum, and they leaving their wallet, and they come back in 2025. We are here learning through this bear market. So maybe it should be about we now, not about
Yeah.
me.
Facts. Soundbar. So look, I mean, why would I try to add to that point? Because I sent something out like that earlier this week in a tweet, Moonshot, that point right there. And I was really deliberate about mentioning all of the products that I was in because I'm so fucking tired of us trying to prove that we're the best and shitting on other protocols and referring to them as shit forks and all this other stuff. I'm so exhausted with it because I am all about we as well. Because I know people in this space like you and everybody else on this call. So why would I want to root against you? Why would I want to see a product that you invested your money in, the money that you work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, the money that you use to feed your family, and you're taking a risk? Why would I ever want to wish that protocol to fail? Then I'm not a true friend. I'm not a true friend. So I specifically listed all of the recent products I'm in. And I said, I want to see them win. And if you don't want to see them win, do me a favor. Unfollow me right now. Please and thank you. Unfollow me because we're not equally yoked. I don't want to be on your team and you damn sure don't want to be on my team. So unfollow me right now. So if anybody who's not aligned with that type of thinking, I wish you the best of luck. But just get out of my way and get out of my space. Period. So we want to win together. So that means being inclusive within our community and outside of our community. And that also means supporting the products within our community. And I'm going to say this. I know a handful of people, including myself, that has supported every single initiative in our ecosystem, from sacrificing airdrops, the guardians, and sacrificing pigs and freaking Breep and being on, I mean, whatever, the mega, all of that, right? All of that. If you're not sacrificing something for the community, then what are you doing? I don't need you to have a list of 10 things, but you better be doing something, right? So what does that really mean, KK? Because you just kind of rambling, maybe a little bit, but let me make my point. Here's what I mean by that. We've got potluck out there. How often have you played, right? We have Drip 21 in the background. We have the new Drip chat. How often have you been out there and made comments, right? Like everyone's got to figure out a way to fit in and contribute to the entire ecosystem, right? There's too many people sitting on the sidelines. And I know I'm victim of it too, but look, man, I've got my station in this space. We like and I'm gonna make up a number. The 150 people that are super engaged right now, that's not enough. That's a great start, but that's not enough. Like those are the pillars, the leaders within an organization that are kind of creating this change, but it takes the community to support these efforts. So we need, the 200, the 1,000, the 2,000 people to figure out where you fit in and contribute. Does that mean your money? I don't know, because times are tight. We are in the middle of a bear market. Shit is getting real. It's September. It's the worst time of the market. So do you have money? I don't know. So if you don't, what way can you contribute? Well, do you have a great idea about a product? Maybe. Do you have a relationship with someone in another community that may be interested in a partnership with Drip? Maybe. Right? You see where I'm going, and how much does that cost you? No money, maybe a little time and sweat equity. So here's what I'm saying with that. And somebody challenged me today not to be too optimistic about it. And I understand why they say that, because they're simply saying, look, there's been a long history of why we're here now, right? So why do you continue to be optimistic about something that appears to be dying, right? If you look at the chart, dying, there's hundreds, if not thousands of sales every week and maybe a handful of buys. Why do you continue to be optimistic? So don't do that. And somehow I found myself talking my way into it, because I do believe that if the right individuals, including myself, do the small things with the right leadership at the top, that includes people like Coach and Lady Mania and Ants Girl and CPG, all these people that are willing to create a path forward, if we are able to organize those groups, right? Because I know this for a fact, Coach, and I'm an advocate for, that dude gets shit done. You hear me? He gets stuff done. So we need more people like that. And if we do, Drip could have a rebound. How big, how small, who hell, I don't know. Stability is a win to me, but it's possible. I've seen other miracles in this space, so it is possible. Anyway, I went on a rant. I just kind of closed my eyes and just started talking. Final thoughts from anybody before I wrap up. And let me say this, I do appreciate everybody hanging in there. We're at $1.50 now. I kind of figured this one would run a little longer because emotions ran pretty hot early. So I just wanted people to get it off. And we're ending on a high note, which is, hey, there is a path forward, especially if we're willing to be a bit more inclusive. And I know that people are working really hard to do that simply by creating that drip chat and adding more admins and having a space for people to submit ideas. That's a massive start. So that's a place that we can build upon. That's the foundation. And the good news is we've got the bear market to kind of figure all this stuff out, right? And if we make the right choices with the right people in the next 6 months or so, God knows what can happen in the bear run. God knows. Anyway, I started talking again. Anybody else?
I'm right there with you, man. Win or learn, we never lose. So to me, back to what everybody was saying about what if and stuff like that. Like to me, we're at the point where it doesn't really matter. Like it's better to try this and continue to get that doctoral degree in DeFi University so you can actually excel when the bull run. Because we're already down, right? It's already there. So invest the sweat equity and the learning, because that's what this space is actually all about. How can you actually develop and learn alongside a nascent industry? And then take that and actually do something with it next time. Sure, you can still be a DJ right now, but the real skill is how do you leverage community? How do you build something? How do you put your brick in for this new technology? And where will it be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? So why not as a collective kind of create our decentralized autonomous organization and practice getting the reps in right now? Make the contracts, make the community, make the marketing, collaborate with other people out there. Make the mess ups, do everything right now. We're already down. You got nothing to lose but the sweat equity. But once that turns around, we have those skill sets where we can all actually thrive in the bull run. So that's why I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Soundbar.
Regardless.
Soundbar one more time. All right. Coach, that's a good place to end. I appreciate everyone hanging in there. Speakers, you guys are rock star. Listeners, you guys make the magic happen. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Until then, I wish you all peace and prosperity. Stay hydrated, everyone. We are out. Trap, Don Sepp, NYC, Coach, Boomshot, CP&G, Wonder Woman, Fusion. I didn't screw it up that time. Mo in the building, Lady Mania, Rock, Blockchain Bay, Papa Nugs, Ants Girl. I see you. Who else do we have? We have Max Chewy, my guy with the capital G. Thinja, Crypto Bag Trav, always repping. Lavelle, Westside Ian, another guy with a capital G. Susie S, Emmett, Mighty Mofo, Dividend Miracle. I see you. Who else do we have here? Cole Blue Jay. I've been seeing your name a lot recently. Right on. Appreciate you. We also have 0777 hyphen OX. Thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate you. Richard Brown. And we have, this is a good one. Is it Dante 2? My guy. Appreciate you. We also have Brenda. Thanks for joining us. What else do we have? Crypto Star Daily. I got you. Appreciate you. We also have Clout Cox. I love it. Ill Views 369. Appreciate you for joining us. Right on. We have Pray Neil. Praise. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let's make sure we get everybody. Perilous Crypto Cafe. Always a legend. And we have Demetria Smith. Thanks for joining us. And we have Crypto Minded. That's pretty dope. Appreciate you joining us. All right, everyone. Peace, prosperity. Stay hydrated. We out.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today. 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 Download your spaces today.